let us discuss about one thing. There is something called as limits. See, you can see the workspace is so big, right? So I want to specify my drawing. I want to locate my drawing within my specified area. I want to restrict my boundary. For example, if you construct a house, you will have a boundary, right? Surrounding your house, you will have a boundary. Similarly, in AutoCAD workspace, so this is the black color, whatever you are seeing here, this is all workspace that we have. So if you want to restrict yourself, there's the boundary you should specify. For example, whenever you are taking printout, obviously you will not have a very big paper like A0 you will have, A2 you will have, A3 you will have, A4 you will have. For example, if I talk about A4 size paper, the diameter, the measurements of the paper will be 210 mm by 297 mm. So that will be your maximum size of the paper, right? A4 size sheet paper, what you generally use in your day-to-day life. So, sir, find how to align my drawing with that particular sheet. For that, you need to understand there is something called as limits. What is that? Limits. Now, limit is something that it will restrict your working area. In this bigger workspace, you are restricting your working area. Now, how to restrict that working area? There's a question, right? For that, you have some command called as limits. What is that? You have commands called as limits. So, this is called as LIMITS is a shortcut key for limits. Fine. Now, it is asking for, see, whenever if you want to learn AutoCAD, you have to understand one thing, that if you really want to learn AutoCAD, you have to look at the command window. You have to look at the command window each and every time when you enter the command. For example, when I enter limits, it is asking for lower left corner. What is that? Specify the lower left corner. That means it is asking for the starting point of your limits. Obviously, my starting point will be 0, 0. So I'll type 0, 0. So I typed 0, 0. Enter. After that, upper right corner means this is the right side corner of your paper or your working space. For example, my A4 size paper will be 210, 297. So I have restricted my 210, 297. No question is, sir, I have set my limit. One is bottom 0, 0, another one is top 210, 297. Fine, sir. But the question is how to observe that one, sir. How to understand that I have set my limits. For that, what you need to do, there is something called as drafting settings. This is very, very important settings, which will be very helpful in other things as well. We'll discuss it later. But before that, just we'll understand for the purpose of only limits. So for that, what we'll do, we'll go for DS enter. There's some command called as drafting settings, DS enter. So you should enter into that command. There is something option called as what? Snap and grid. You can see this snap and grid. Okay, in this snap and grid, what you have to do, you have to go for, there is the option called as display grid beyond limits. So this is checked in now. What you have to do, you have to check out this now. Sorry, yeah, you have to check out it now, because I want to see only my limits. So say okay. No, your limit is seen. No, your area is specified now. You can see that your area is specified and it is bounded now. This is your paper limit. This is your limit where you have to work the drawing. For example, sir, okay, sir, you have set the limits. Now I want to see exactly what exactly happens with the limits. See, enter. Now I want to draw a circle. For example, I want to draw a line. You can see that I am still able to draw a line above my limits also, right? Beyond my limits also I am able to draw the line. But no, sir, I don't want to restrict my line to go beyond my limits. For that, what you need to do, you understood how to set the limits. No, question is, sir, how to switch on these limits. For that, what you need to do, you need to go for again limit center. There's something called on and off in your command window. You can see that there's something called on and off. If I switch on it, now if I want to draw a line outside this limit, you are not able to draw anything here, but you can draw anything inside your paper. That means, for example, this is your A4 size given paper. You can do anything in this paper, but you cannot do anything beyond this paper. So this is called as limits. Now you will understand the importance of limits when you are giving a printout or when you are taking the printout for A4 size paper or A0 size paper. So that is the reason why you have to set up the limits. So this is all about the limits. Now you can see that I am not able to draw anything here. Are you able to draw here? No. See, even though I am trying to draw something here, I am not able to draw. See here, I want to draw, but here inside the limit I am able to draw a line. I am able to draw a circle. You can see that, right? So all these things I can do. So again, if I want to work outside the space, then you have to go for again limit center. Then what you have to do, you have to switch off it, off. So your limit is switch off now. Now you can again draw circle here. You can draw rectangle here outside the workspace as well, outside the limit as well, not workspace. This is my workspace, but this is my limit. This is my boundary. Like you have the boundary for your home, you have the boundary for your papers. So this is called as what? Limits. That is how we have to set up the limits. This is something called as limits, a very important topic again. So that in discuss we'll detail later. Now again I want to see my whole workspace. What you have to go? What you have to do? Again you have to go for DS Center, drafting settings. Again what you have to do, there's something called as display grid beyond limits, and so you have to switch on it. Again we'll be able to see the whole workspace. So this is how we have to deal with this limits and workspace, right? Is it clear? So that is how we have to deal with the drafting settings, DS Center. So it's a very important topic. So going further, this is all about the limits that we discussed, and we discussed about the line. Okay, so line also you understood.